right. Talk to me about Ollie's Law.
Yeah, so we worked to pass Ollie's Law, which is a law that was passed this legislative session that will provide some minimum standards for dog daycares and boarding kennels. It was passed after the efforts of a lot of different stakeholders, including members of the public, dog owners who have had injuries to their dogs happen, or sometimes the dog has died in these situations. And we and others across the state felt that it was time to put some minimum standards in place.
And what has been the reaction so far? I know it just started at the beginning of the year, but what have you heard about from everybody that's been involved in this?
Sure. Really positive things. I think people are still surprised to find out that there wasn't anything before Ollie's Law. So that's happening. And then we're just working on a smooth implementation. There will be a committee that will be set up by the state by March of this year to work on the promulgation of the specific regulations. So those will involve a lot of stakeholders, and we're looking forward to being part of that process.
So talk to me about the specifics of it. If I'm somebody who's taking my dog to doggy daycare or dropping them off for the weekend at a kennel, what should I know about this? How does it impact me?
Sure. Well, we're excited about one provision of the bill in particular that would make sure that any injury reports are posted online when they result in an enforcement action. So I think as a consumer, this will be really helpful to make sure that we're putting our pets in places that we know are safe. So this is obviously an animal protection measure, but it's also really important for consumers to know and make good decisions that they feel comfortable with when they leave their dog to be dropped off for the day or overnight.
And talk to me a little bit. I know you had mentioned at the start, but just anecdotally about the specific cases that, what have you guys seen or heard about specifically in terms of people's pets not being cared for properly or properly protected when they've been in facilities like these?
Sure. I mean, I've been hearing stories for years from people who have called, who are devastated, who are shocked to find out there's really been nothing in place besides a minimal kennel license in the city or town. So we hear, and once this is picked up, in any story or when we have a legislative hearing, we learn about more situations. An attorney who handles these types of cases says he gets a call like every 9th or 10th day from somebody who's had an incident. So there are really great places out there. But we're just making sure that those that aren't are brought up to a level that people can be comfortable when they leave their pets. And Ollie was a dog who lived in Western Massachusetts, went to a kennel that wasn't licensed in East Longmeadow, and ended up dying after severe injuries. And what I notice in all of these situations where I talk to people, these are all avoidable things that can be not happen with some minimum safety regulations in place. So we really think that Massachusetts dog owners will have a lot more information, a lot of better options when these regulations take effect.
So I guess my last question would be, what's your message to pet owners, especially newer pet owners, somebody that might not have grown up with a dog or is just going through the process of adoption and things like that? What do you want to leave them with? What do you want them to know about this and how it will benefit them?
So the good news is soon there will be more standards in place when the regulations are put in place to make sure that all of these facilities in Massachusetts meet minimum standards. For now, we have a page on our website, mspca.org, that has a list of questions that pet owners can ask to make sure they're getting all of the information they need to make the best decision for them and their animal.
Great. I appreciate your time.